continuing from part 1. Heritage is who you are. And in our Circle 7, it tells you you are what your forefathers were without doubt or contradictions, which is another reason you cannot be black, because your people were never black. But our prophet said in a meeting where the Moors were concerned, what he said was, the only thing that would surprise him would be if a Moor would do right. And of course, he was 100% correct. Because there's another saying about Moors. We have been talked about for as long as we have been here. Know that. We have always been the talk of the world. We really have. And it's all merited. It's all merited. Because we are something else. When I hear some Moors describe our people to neophytes, novices, etc., novitiates, when I hear them speak of our people, they tend to lean on the bias side. And while it is good to remember and extol the virtuous and good things about our people, understand, man has a lower self and a higher self, and we excelled in our lower selves. Let me explain to you how we did that, what we did, and what the results of our actions were. You see, I teach the students at my feet, do not focus only on the positive on our people. Where our people are concerned, you need to know the people you come from, so you will know much more about you. It's in the blood. It is in the blood. And so that's what I teach my students. And it is because I do not want them having a one-dimensional view of who our people were or who they are. I won't have that. They are old and education, a true one. And that is what they are getting. That is what they are getting. And so I don't just focus on the triumphs and just the good things about our people. No. You must have the whole story about who we are. But getting back to how we really messed up one time. Ages ago, when a family were on their sojourn, should they run short of supplies or need anything or anything in the way of emergency, all they'd have to do is hit any burg, a town, hamlet, burg, didn't matter. Those doors were always open to to your brother and sister. They were always open. That is because at one time we were very honorable people. So you open your doors, you give them a place to rest for the night. And if you got a barn, their camel will go to the barn. And in the morning, when they left with whatever provisions that they could spare to help them on their journey. Well, we were fine until one day, one of our ancestors decided to create commerce. He decided to create commerce. And what he did, what this Moabite did, when the family came to his door, instead of doing what was customarily done as a matter of peace and friendship, he wanted to charge him coin. He wanted to charge them coin. He wanted to charge them coin. Well, it was about, at this point, Pops was, sitting up in that third floor window, just looking down on his children. And when he saw that, the only thing that came to his mind was, now would you look at these niggas? So, what Pop did was he forbade you from going into the temple to even worship him. You couldn't even do that. He forbade you to go into the temple to even worship him. Now, this is the question. What kind of people do you have to be for your own God to tell you, look, never mind, I don't need that from you. That's all right. Just don't go in my temples no more. I mean, what kind of people do you have to be for your own God to tell you this? These are the people you come from. And that is why it is essential for you to become steeped and adept in your Moorish science. It is there for a reason. It is for you. It is a part of your legacy. And you have a lot in your vast estate. You've got a lot. And it was left to you. It was left to you. But your heritage is who you are. Now, currently, because that is really something that is very close to me, my heritage. I am son of Philip Bushu Moore, out of the country of Abba, son of Lula Hinasi Moore, out of Aladdin, which is now called Oklahoma, and Abba is called Missouri. And because I know that Morocco is here, always has been, you see, my heritage is everything. And as prince of this theocracy, my priority, outside from making the United States turn loose the $1.2 trillion that it owes this government, and 8-9 years worth of interest, despite them and despite that, you are not going to take everything from our successors. Because once you take our heritage, then all of our images and likenesses can be erased from this land. And I'm not going to allow that. I am the Prince of Egypt and the Prince of Morocco. Because as I thought I told you, the king of Morocco, I have never found where either throne was abdicated or abandoned. I have found no evidence of that. Therefore, and by virtue of that treaty of 1787 still being in full force and effect, I sit the throne of Morocco as a blood descendant of Sidi Mohammed Bey, Emperor of the Moroccan Empire. I can't let them have our heritage. You Moriscos, that goes for you too. I'm fighting for you too. I'm fighting for you too. Because you have children. And perhaps they will grow astute enough to recognize that which you do not recognize today. And prayerfully, they will stumble across some of these videos. Prayerfully, it won't be too late when they do. But no, I can't sit idly by and watch us being erased. There is a person sitting in a place historically known as Barbara. The Church of Rome, the United States of America, Spain, France, and England put Morocco over there. And in my message to him, I informed him he was not the king of Morocco. And when we meet, I'm going to ask him questions such as these. At what point did Morocco become a kingdom, as it has always been an empire? At what point did it become a little kingdom where you rule alone? That's one of the questions I have for him. Because that is my heritage that's being mocked by someone. He is of the same familial blood. And he is betraying his blood. I have an issue with that. Because you see, the name Muhammad means servant of Allah. And if he is King Muhammad VI, you dare to, well, I'm not going to get off into that, but heritage is everything. Heritage is everything. It is who you were, who you are, and who you are determines who you are going to be. Teach your children. Get them out of those goddamn electronics. Teach your children who they are. Ain't no goddamn party that important, is it? Going out on the set cannot be anything that damn life-changing, can it? and you have children. And to my princesses, I remember telling you all of the weight is going to be on you. Better start now. You had better start now. Because it's all on you. You still don't get it. That is your heritage, princess. The whole world took its cue from you. That's your heritage. Not twerking. You've been so distracted by the nonsensical that you never even question anything about who you personally were. You let society tell you what is wrong with you. Princess, stop it. Just stop it. You've got a brain. And it's a fascinating thing. You need to begin exploring it. That, too, is your heritage. That, too, is your heritage. That is how the Sisters of the Craft was formed. That's your heritage. That is your heritage. That belongs to you. And you seem to have no interest in any of it. And that is why you shall remain a zombie if you persist in this. I recommend that you turn away from those distractions and simply turn toward the light, princess, because that's where everything is, in the light. And speaking of in the light, on the same subject of heritage, I do believe I recited a passage from the Bible regarding giants being in the land and that sort of thing, if you all remember from some of the prior videos. Well, again, we're on the same subject of heritage. Heritage can only be allowed when it is adhered to. If the way of a people is the way of a people, it becomes inherent in them. Hence, heritage. Now, I'm going to tell you about a people. They too are spoken of in the Bible. And because they not only listened to their prophet, they paid attention. They paid attention to their prophet. And they are still around today. They are among the last of the remaining giants on earth. The people, they are called the Zamzummim, and they are mentioned in the Bible because Isaiah and his gang, they wanted to go there to conquer some people in the land of the Zamzummim. The Zamzummim today are known as Bigfoot. They're known as Sasquatch. They are the Zamzummim who are mentioned in the Bible. They are virtually the last race of giants left on earth. And they listen to their prophet too. Stay out of the way of man. And they do. They do. They possess technology that would really freak scientists out. It is because of that technology, because nothing lives forever, but you've never found a graveyard or their bones, have you? They possess technology, that forbidden technology that Noah was also charged with collecting before the flood. The Zamzummim people, they kept theirs. That is why you will never find a Bigfoot carcass, bones, body, remains, none of that. The only thing you'll ever get is some hair off a tree bark. It's pretty much as close as you'll come. Those are the Zamzummim people. You don't greet them with respect or reverence. Now they should be revered because they saw a lot. They saw a lot from ages ago. They've seen a lot. And if mankind stopped being cowardly towards them and afraid of his own goddamn shadow, look, nephew, you know, you niggas need to straighten up. Because you niggas have just lost your minds. Because you don't understand it, you got to kill it and shoot it. Well, that is why they were told to stay out of your sight. That's why they run from you. That's why they run from you. They don't run to you. They are following their prophet's instructions. And that is why they are still here. It is their heritage. They own the forests and the woods. That belongs to them. And they will always have it. They will always have it. It is the land of the Zamzummim, the last remaining living giants in Northwest Africa. Well, in other places in the world too. But prayerfully, this clears some things up about heritage because they were inherently obedient to their prophet. Things ended well for them. And they're still here. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy race shall be longer upon the earth land. Let's see. It's real simple stuff. American Islamism is not difficult. And that too is yours. There's nothing complex about it. Nothing complex at all. You enhance your scholarship, you share with your brothers and sisters. There you go. There you go. There you go. And so, where heritage is concerned, it has just as much importance as your name. As your name. Because you can do anything you want to a man. You can take whatever you want to from a man. But the one thing you don't touch is a man's name. It's a man's name. And here's why. You see, anytime your name will spend when you don't have cash, you are a wealthy Mohican. You have unlimited wealth. when your name will spend when you don't have cash? That's wealth. That is wealth. And when somebody takes your name, tarnishes your name, that is tantamount to identity theft. Because they go by yachts and mansions and whatnot. It is the same. You have stolen my name. You have trashed my name. And so, when your name will spend when you don't have cash, you are a wealthy Montana. The only one who can bankrupt you is you. Because you see, people are only 7 other people away from having somebody else in common. You see? You're only 7 people away. 7 degrees of separation. You're only 7 people away. And so when your name reaches people and you have not yet arrived, but your name has reached them, and you have been anything less than honorable or economic with your name, when they start walking away from you, you truly don't have the moral authority, nor should you be that inquisitive as to why people are walking away from you. You ruined your name. You ruined your name. You are now bankrupt. You are now bankrupt. That's what's in a name. Everything is in a name. And that young fellow sitting over in Barbara, he is being called a Moroccan. And the place where he lives in Barbara is being called Morocco. His skin is lighter than mine. Therefore, he is more palatable to the other corporations in the United Nations. And all of the dark-skinned Cushites and Hamatites in the United Nations. Were you all aware that when either of those distinguished presidents from Africa, from Southeast Africa, when they get up to speak in the United Nations, did you all know that it's virtually empty when they do? They are speaking to a virtually empty chamber. Were you all aware of that? But you see, they adopted democracy. They did it to themselves by adopting democracy. And where that portion of Amahim is concerned, they're not looking at the big picture. They're really not. They're doing, what they should be doing, which is looking out for the people in their charge. They should do that. That's priority and job 1. Fully agree with that. However, off the coast of Somalia, you got guys who are going out in rubber inflatable rafts, wooden boats and whatnot, trying to pirate cargo ships. Now, true enough, that's what we used to do when we were corsairs. True enough, that is what we used to do. But we're way past that now. And somebody need to tell those Cushites, you can't do that anymore. The world has moved beyond the taking of ships of Rome. Can't do that anymore. Can't do that anymore. I'll be back with another part of this. Like, subscribe, share, etc. I will be back with the third installment. Peace.